Hey everyone, it's the final round, and my name is Jordan, and I have a lot of notes to get to that I took. Hopefully, it's going to be helpful for you guys. Hopefully, it can help you make some money. When you see a graphic on the screen, that graphic will be from an app called Outlier. There will be a link in the description that'll take you there for a 7-day free trial. It is a data app. They've been nominated for one of the best betting apps of the year. Good luck to them. I hope they can win it. But let's not waste any time and get into these picks. First of all, I kind of want to stay away from the London game. You know, it's going to be early in the morning, jet lag. There's all kinds of stuff that could happen. I just want to stay away from that one and making any predictions on that one. But the first player I want to talk about that I saw last week is Jamar Chase. I like him over 6.5 receptions. So the first 2 weeks, he really wasn't getting involved. I had him on my fantasy team. I know that he wasn't doing much. I was still able to sneak out some wins. But week 3, they said they really need to get him involved. They had him in the slot. They had him in the backfield. They had him outside. They were moving him all over the place, getting him quick throws, doing everything they could to get Jamar Chase, their best player, the football. And he ended up with 12 receptions. And I can see them going back to that game plan, getting him the ball as much as they can. They're playing the Titans, who, according to Outlier, are ranked 26 in quarterback hurries. So Joe Burrow is going to have time to sit in the pocket and find Jamar Chase on those plays designed for him for quick outs, quick hits over the middle, and get those receptions and then hit the big one down the field. Next pick, when I saw this game, I kind of laughed. So the Broncos and the Bears, we have probably the two worst defenses going up against each other. Obviously, the Broncos gave up 70 points last week, and then the Bears probably would have given up 70 points if the Chiefs didn't let up there. One thing I did notice was the Broncos, they gave up 350 yards rushing to the Dolphins. It wasn't just Tua throwing the ball all over the place. And now we have Justin Fields, who is a running quarterback. You'll see over his last 10 games, which goes in the last season, he was running the ball a lot. At the beginning of the season, they kind of got away from it, and then last game, they gave him the ball some more. He had 11 in rush attempts. They're trying to get him to go back to his strengths. They started out the season, they had DJ Moore. They wanted him to be a pocket passer, and it just hasn't really worked out for them. They got to let him use his legs and then pass the ball, work off his strengths. And I can see them going back to that. And with this Swiss cheese Broncos defense, I like the over on his rushing yards. They have that set at 58.5. And I also like Fields' anytime touchdown. So an anytime touchdown is not a passing touchdown. It's a rushing or a receiving touchdown. So I do like him to rush a touchdown in. So you could take that as well. That is at plus 125. So if you want to take a chance on some plus money, or if you're on a player prop app and you want to kind of boost up, I know Underdog now has those boosters. That might be a boost play to boost the payout. And if you could, please like the video. And if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. And if you have a little bit of extra time, could you leave a comment for the algorithm? Say anything. You can say hello. You can tell me plays that you like. It doesn't matter. You can just press submit, and it tells YouTube to get that out there for more people. And I do respond, or try my best to respond to every comment that comes in. So on the other side of the things, the Bears were really bad against the pass, against the Chiefs, obviously. And Russell Wilson has thrown over 300 yards over the past 2 games. So I like him over his passing yards at 242.5. And if you want to pair a receiver with Russell Wilson, I don't think Jerry Jeudy is a bad play at 54.5 yards. He's more of their big play threat. Just like a one-hit pass, could go over this mark. Or if you want kind of a safer play to pair with him, you can go Courtland Sutton at 55.5 yards, much more consistent. And Jerry Jeudy has a history of injuries. So you could put both, but if you want to play it safe, you could go with like Courtland Sutton to pair with Russell Wilson against this terrible Bears defense. Next, I have a note here. The prop is not out, but Deshaun Watson, it does say he's going to play. The Browns receiving props are not out. They don't have a lot of props out for, you know, the players who are questionable still. So I've made some notes for some of those players. So I got Elijah Moore. When Nick Chubb got hurt, the Browns came out against the Titans, and I would know because I'm a Browns fan. They changed their offense completely. It wasn't, you know, 2 tight ends, run the ball, and then do play action pass off of that. It was more spread and shotgun for Deshaun Watson, and he was hitting Elijah Moore on short passes all over the place, and Elijah Moore had 9 receptions. Now I don't know what his line is at, but I do like his receptions as long as it's not at like 8.5. I do like Elijah Moore receptions, so keep an eye out for that. And Amari Cooper yards. He was able to hit Amari Cooper for a lot of downfield passes. And the offense is more tailored now to Deshaun Watson, when it was more tailored to Nick Chubb, and then working off of that. Now it's fully Deshaun Watson's offense. Next pick's going to be DeAndre Swift of the Eagles, rushing over 64.5. And if you haven't been watching, the Eagles have one of the best offensive lines, probably the best offensive line in football, and they've been utilizing that to the best of their ability. And Swift has 175 yards in week 2 and 130 last week. And now they're going up against the Commanders, who are ranked 22nd in giving up rushing yards. So really good opportunity here for Swift to get over that 64.5 mark. Also another rushing prop. I like Christian McCaffrey over 81.5 rushing yards. He's gone over this in all 3 weeks. They are a 14-point favorite against the Cardinals. Now that worries me a little bit when it comes to a rushing prop, but also the Cardinals have been in every game they've played, and they just beat the Cowboys, who were big favorites. So don't be surprised if the Cardinals surprise you and they stay in this game. But also this game could get out of hand. So Christian McCaffrey could get less carries, and this game could be a blowout early. So if that scares you with the 81.5 yards, there's also the prop for over 17.5 yards on his longest carry. Now you'll see on the graphic, he's gone over this 2 out of 3 games. With such a bad rushing defense that he's going up against. The Cardinals give up the 26 most rushing yards in football. And I'd like to shout out a couple of my partners, Underdog Fantasy and JOCKMKT. They're both pick'em apps. Use promo code FinalRound11 on either of them, and they'll match your first deposit up to $100. And I think it's good just to have different player prop apps to compare lines, just like you would with sports books. And also getting that $100 match on different apps, you know, it's pretty much, you know, it's free money. So I'll have links in the description for both of those, and you can check them out. JOCKMKT also does the trading players like stocks type of thing. And if you YouTube it and learn how to do it, the trading players like stocks, you can make a good bit of money. There's some people out there who specifically do that, and they make a lot of money. The next pick, I like Myles Garrett to get a sack in this game against the Ravens. I checked the stats. The last 4 games against the Ravens, Myles Garrett has a sack. In one of them, he had 1.5 sacks. Lamar Jackson's going to be without Rashad Bateman and OBJ. So he's going to have a lot of receivers out there that he's not used to. And we know he likes to tuck the ball and scramble around and try to run. And a lot of times you can get sacked there, and you can take a lot of sacks. So good chance Myles Garrett gets a sack in this game. I like Anthony Richardson for an anytime touchdown. For the 2 weeks he played, he got 1 touchdown the first week and then 2 touchdowns in the second week for rushing touchdowns. And this is at plus money at plus 110. So I like him to come back and run the ball more against the Rams and get a rushing touchdown. And according to Outlier, he got 4 red zone attempts in that game. That he got 1 touchdown, and then he got 2 red zone attempts in the game. He got 2 touchdowns. So those are probably goal line type carries. And if you're still watching, I still have some Monday night picks that I wrote down. So I like DK Metcalf over 62.5 receiving yards. He's gone over this 2 out of 3 games. The Giants just gave up 129 yards to Deebo Samuel in week 3, and they're ranked 19th in passing yards allowed. And we know Geno likes to air the ball out a lot. The Giants are also ranked 28th in rushing yards allowed. So if you want to go with the rushing yards, there's also Kenneth Walker over 63.5 yards, which he's gone over 2 out of 3 games. So I really like those 2 plays against this terrible Giants defense. And I know that's a lot of notes, and there's still games I didn't get to because of injuries, and a lot of props aren't up, like the Raiders. We don't know about Jimmy Garoppolo if he does play. I like Devontae Adams in that game. There's just a lot of things to look at. I didn't even keep count of how many props that I had. I just want to help you guys out. If you'd like to discuss lines further, I have a Discord. The link is in the description. It'll take you there. And as these props come out, people are doing their research, and they're talking about the props that they like and putting their slips in there. And it's free. You can just hop on in and join the conversation, and we can all work together to try to make money. And I take a lot of time to work on these picks. If you do well with it and you feel like giving back, I have a Cash App and Venmo in the description. And you can donate back to the channel. And thank you to the people who have done that. So I hope all this information can be helpful for you guys. Let's go out there and make some money. God bless you. It's the final round. My name is Jordan. I will catch you on the next one. Bye.